Hey, Steve-O. It's Gordon.
Hey, Gordon,
How are
what's
you?
going on, man?
Well, man, I'm excited to talk about recruiting today. That's one of our clients' biggest challenges. They're like, all right, I want to get this team going. How do I get some salespeople?
Right.
It reminds me of that old saying that a leader with nobody following is simply out for a walk.
That's true.
We don't want our people to be out for a walk, right?
Yep.
So let's just swap some ideas that the people watching this can benefit from on how they can start recruiting some salespeople to their team.
Sounds good to me, Gordon.
So okay, I want to start, if I may.
You can.
Okay, because I'm going to start off with the obvious, and that is whenever you are selling, the first sale that always has to take place is with yourself.
Right.
Do you agree? Okay.
100%. You got to sell yourself first.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that they're going to go out and recruit, what they're wondering is, okay, why should I go to work for you?
Why?
What's in it for me?
That's right.
And if you're not sold on that, if you can't say this is why you should come to work for my team, if you're not sold, you're not going to sell them. So that's the first step. Sell yourself on yourself. Make a list. Write down what are the benefits of working for XYZ team.
So What you're saying is they need to have a 1 minute, what they call elevator pitch, that in less than a minute, without ego, the team leader has to describe the value proposition that his team brings to the market so that they gain the interest of a possible recruit to go there. So if they don't know what they have to offer, if they can't sell themselves, how can they expect that person to come work for them? That's a great
Absolutely.
point.
So what are some ideas that you're giving to your folks?
A lot of times, the thing that I want them to do is I want them to do their first interview on the phone. And you and I have talked about this in the past.
Right.
Since most of real estate is done over the phone, would you agree, Gordon, that we can pick up a lot whether people have the ability to make sales over the phone on that first interview?
Oh, no question.
And what do you look for, Gordon, when you're listening to someone? Because combined, we've done 140,000 coaching calls. Your team is going to do 600 deals, give or take, this year. You have what, 20-something people on your team right now?
I've got 19 people right now.
19. So you've done a lot of phone interviews. So what is some of your experience for this audience? What do you look for? What are you listening for in that first phone interview?
Sure. First of all, don't try to get too complicated with your questions. The whole purpose of that first phone interview is to ask open-ended questions that just get them talking.
Right.
Okay. Because I'm listening for, do they have a strong voice? Okay. Or do they have a weak passive voice? Do they sound energetic and enthusiastic? Do they sound like they have decent grammar? Or do they sound like they failed, every English class they've ever had?
Right.
Okay. So I'm just listening for how the person comes across, because that's how they're going to come across when they're prospecting.
I would tell you, Gordon, in addition to that, one of the things I listen for an attitude, and not a negative one. I mean, a good one, a hunger, a desire, something that they want to have better, and real estate can help. I always believe in hire on attitude, teach aptitude. So if they want something bad enough, then the teams they join that we coach, show them a system to get them there. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I agree 1,000%. I'll tell you something else that I firmly believe, and that is when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to anything, Steve, you get what you're looking for.
Tell me more about that, Gordon, because you and I, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
And I think because we're a different height, we're about a foot difference in height, even though on the screen we look different, but Gordon's actually much taller than me. What do you mean when you say we get what we're looking for?
Well, the first thing that you've got to do is you've got to decide, how do I want to build my team? Okay. Do I want to build it off of brand new salespeople? Do I want to build it off of newly licensed salespeople? What do I want? Okay. There's all sorts of questions that need to be answered there, because every team is going to be a little different. But you got to make a list as though you're describing the ideal salesperson. Okay. What am I looking for? Because the easier I'll tell you from personal experience, if I may.
Sure.
I have hired a couple people that worked in different businesses that I approached them because I was very clear as to the qualities I was looking for in a salesperson. And when I would identify that, one lady was a waitress at one of the restaurants that my wife and I like to have breakfast at. Another guy actually was working in a exercise store. I was buying some exercise equipment and got to talking with this guy. And I thought, man, have you ever considered real estate? I think you'd be terrific. And that led to conversation. And one thing, and now he's getting his license. So,
Gordon, you just hit on something that you and I coach at Watson Powers. We also believe in that when you're the team leader, you're recruiting on every person you're meeting. Yep. I recruited the teller at my bank. I said to her name was Mary at Signet Bank. I said, and this is the line you guys can use. Mary, I know you're probably happy at the bank. When you decide a change is in order, we'd love to talk to you about real estate. And a year later, the bank closed. She called me, worked for me for 5 years. We both made a ton of money. I got the director of my son's Montessori school. And her name was Liz. And I said, Liz, I know you're probably being happy as the director of my son's Montessori school. When you decide that change is in order, we'd love the opportunity to talk with you. Her contract was up in 6 months. They didn't renew it. Guess who came to work for me? So, Gordon, would you agree that we have to ask everybody that we think could possibly make it in real estate if they're interested in meeting with us, and then do that phone interview to see if we want to take it further?
No question. I was going to show you something too, Steve, that I've created that's been very helpful. When you're out in the field and you find these people that you think may be a good candidate, I recorded a video that I put on my website under the careers page, but then I created a QR code. Can you see that?
Yeah. Well, nice.
It's on the back of my business card.
Hold it steady, Gordon. If you guys want, you can take a picture of that right now and you can see his video. Don't move, Gordon. All right. Now rewind it if you want to see it, guys. But thank you,
so
Gordon.
You click on that. It's going to take you right,
QR code.
Yeah. It's going to take him right to the career page. I've got a 3-minute video on the careers page. And it really, you know what it is? It's a great pre-qualifying tool. Okay. They watch that video and it's like, yes, this is something I think I like the sounds of, or no, I don't think so. But it saves a lot of time. So I would recommend that for anybody wanting to recruit salespeople to their team.
I will tell you, one of the things that you and I both coach, and one of the things that I've used a lot, is I connect with the buyer agent for our sold listings.
Right.
I call them during the process to thank them for working. I thank them for being a great agent. And then I say, Gordon, I know you're probably happy over at KW. When you decide a change is in order, we'd love the opportunity to talk with you. It's a gentle opening of the door. Now, they all say the same thing, Gordon. I'm really happy here. My manager last year took care of my cat when I was on vacation. I can never leave. Then don't leave. When you decide a change is in order, we'd love to talk to you. And then what happens is 6 months from now, they're not making any money. They're watching the Hamilwood Facebook and all your people are making sales. You've opened that door with that simple when you decide to change it in order. And then they call us, don't they?
Yep. That's great.
Recruiting never ends, does it, Gordon?
It never ends. And the better recruiter you are, the higher standards you can hold your salespeople to.
You know who I respect as a great recruiter, Gordon?
Who's that?
Nick Saban, coach of Alabama and Crimson Tide.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not from Alabama. I've driven.
You think that line would work on him? I know you're happy now coaching the Alabama Crimson Tide, but when you decide a change is in order.
Yeah. Well, here's the great thing about Nick Saban.
Yeah.
They won the national championship 3 years ago. They got their trophy at 10. At 10:30, huge ceremony in the locker room. And then the reporter peers in and walks in while he's calling a kid in Hawaii. Did you see the game? The running back won the most valuable player. He's going to the NFL. That's your spot. We want you. It was a half an hour after you won the national championship. He's recruiting for next year. What makes Nick Saban a national champion every year? He's a great recruiter. Yeah. What makes our team so valuable and why our team leaders make so money? is because they do what really well, Gordon?
Yeah, they recruit well.
So, Gordon, should the people go to watsonpowers.com, give us a call, see if we can help them with recruiting?
Yeah, I think it saved them a whole lot of time and hassle.
A long time and hassle. We have some ads that you can put on Indeed. Guys, this is just the beginning of what we coach. If you're looking to develop a team, if you really want to know how to do recruiting, give Gordon Watson or myself a call. Go to Watson Powers. Let us see how we can help you grow your team, because recruiting is probably the biggest part of growing a team. Anything else, Gordon?
Nope, that's great. Always good to see you.
Gordon, let's talk again soon. Say hi to your wife.
All right. Have a great day, buddy. Bye.